All right. My name is Stephen Crawford, everybody. I have been an Herbalife member for will be 3 years in April. Time has really seemed like it's flown by. I've been having the most amazing time of my life. Been full time with Herbalife now for will be 3 years in September, so about 2.5 years full time with Herbalife, and I can tell you that it's had its ups and it's had its downs, but I guarantee you the ups and the lifestyle that I've been able to create and the time freedom that I've been able to create is something I would never trade for the world. You are now tuned into what we like to call family time. We have these calls each and every Sunday with the purpose of us growing together and the purpose of us really sharing our experiences that we are able to really push towards the same mission. And it's also is a great opportunity for other people to see the bigger picture. The most amazing thing about Herbalife is the help you get from your sidelines, uplines, and even sometimes your downline. The stories that you really get involved, because there's nothing greater than getting somebody to the bigger picture to where they see more than one or two people that are excited about the same thing. If 20 people are excited about something, it must be something to really look at. And what we're going to do today is we had a lot of people that attended success training seminars this past weekend. We had a lot of lives that have been changed this month. We have so many amazing stories that our people want to share, and we're going to get to that. We have a lot of people that want to share their experiences that they had and really their goals that they have set. But what I want to do is cover some important information. For those of you who don't know, for supervisors, this is a 5 gets 5 month, meaning if you do 5,000 volume points, Herbalife says, oh, here you go, another 5,000 towards your Active World Team. And if you don't know what Active World Team is, just know that it's one of the levels in the marketing plan that lets you know that you're about to be one of the top achievers in the business, which really catapult you into a leadership role, and it lets you know that you're really serious. And also, when you get Active World Team, they send you a nice $500 bonus check the next month. For some of you all, I know Kyle Lando probably used that to buy a first class flight to Miami for when they qualify for this Miami promotion. I know that's what I would do if I had got the $500. I would just go ahead and fly in a little bit of luxury, right? Because you get a chance to do that. But this is really one of those rare months. And I was hearing through the grapevine that they're not going to have that many 5 gets 5 this month. This year, last year they had several. They had more than I really had ever seen before. Like 5 gets 5 towards vacations was popping up left and right. 5 gets 5 towards, Active World Team was like, they literally had like 1 month, skip a month, another month, 5 gets 5. Like it was crazy last year. But people, this is one of them years to really be excited to be a part of Herbalife, because so many people are kind of like doing crazy numbers in this business to where they were like, okay, let's get back to normal. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody said that this is one of the very few 5 gets 5 that they're going to have this month. So case in point being, shoot for the moon. Shoot for the stars, and I promise you, you're going to land somewhere where you probably didn't think that you ever would be. So that is what's going on as far as that goes. And for everybody just to know, Herbalife end of month is not tomorrow. Tomorrow may be the last calendar day for February, but Herbalife is going to give us an extra day. Herbalife is going to make Monday a dual volume month. What that means is you can place volume on the first of the month for February or for March. But we're not going to place volume for March because we play full out to the till they tell us they ain't got no more time on the ticker, and we still going to try to squeeze some more volume in there. Because I know some of us are chasing amazing goals. There's so many people I could shout out right now. Shout out. They're just going to look at a couple people, shout out to Kylie, new World Team member, about to be 5K-er. I see it coming. The hunger's real. Rachel with her best month ever in her life, about to do 5,000 of them things. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Kylie in Orlando, first month 10K active supervisors. That's a lot of lives, y'all. Not only is that a lot of lives that they say, that's a lot of money that they about to make on that check. Telling y'all, you change a lot of lives. you absolutely get rewarded for it. And there are so many more people on here that are doing amazing things. I'm just really excited for the momentum that we have. And y'all want to know the most exciting thing today that I saw? Super. Don't be chiming in. I was on a roll. Anyways, the most amazing thing I saw today, y'all know I like to call her Mrs. Fields, right? Posted in the group, I declare supervisor by EOM. Y'all want to know why that excites me? Because it's somebody we don't really get that very much. Like people just, I'm going to do this and put it out there. Some people think, you know, in my mind, I think I'm gonna really shoot for, you know, this, but I'm not gonna say anything because I'm scared if I don't achieve it, people are gonna no. This excites me because it shows growth. It shows like if you learn to operate outside of what's normal for you, if you learn to operate past something that you may not be able to see, she may not be able to see how she's gonna do 1,000 volume points in 2 days, but she knows that she's gonna do it. And she don't know how it's going to get done. I remember Gary used to say, I'm going to do 100,000 volume points this month. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And guess where he ended up? Like 30K, 40K, something crazy, right? And you're looking around like, man, what if he would have said 5K and he aimed for that? And how much was he shortening himself for what he actually could do? What kind of capacity was he limiting himself to? So this is the mindset that I really want everybody to take on. Take on the fact that you can do whatever you want. You can wake up tomorrow and be so inspired and do 5,000 volume points tomorrow. If you chose to. And if you don't know what a volume point is Herbalife's currency. It's how we get paid. And just know 5,000 volume points is a whole lot of lives being changed. And if you need to know the marketing plan, just ask the person who invited you on this call. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be happy to explain to you how you can earn a nice supplemental income around whatever you're doing. So with that being said, let's all push. We still have today and then 2 more days to achieve whatever goals that you have set out. Now, I don't want to talk no more, because I know there's some people on here that have some amazing things that they want to share. What I would say leading into the shares is that if I had to give you one tip, absolutely one, and I couldn't give you any more on how to be successful in Herbalife, I would say find a way to get to your success training seminar. We call them STSs. We have them once a month. And the reason I say this is because it allows you to see the picture on a grand scale. There's some things that even me or like my sponsor, Super Mario, like Garen, there's some things we'll never be able to say that impact you. But like I was reading Kylie's post about her, you know, Kylie, you know, the Kylies. You know, I was reading the post about them, you know, being, you know, best friends and being able to relate to their speakers that were at the success training seminar. 2 ladies become best friends. I can't tell you about that because first off, I'm not a lady, so you ain't never gonna be able to relate to me on that level. And my best friend, I don't really know if I have a best friend. Kids, my best friends, I guess. Anyways, I'll never be able to tell that kind of story. You'll never be able to relate to me on that level. But when you go to a success training seminar and you have so many people that go across the stage tell their story, there's going to be somebody that says, man, that person is just like me, or that situation is just like mine, and they got out of it. So I can too. So if I was to have one tip for you, no matter what, to say I can be successful in Herbalife if I go to a success training seminar. And if you choose to not go, I'm not going to say you're not going to be successful, but you have a really small chance because you won't know what's going on. It's like playing a game of football and you don't ever go to practice and you just show up for the game and don't know what's going on. That's how Herbalife is. If you don't go to the meetings and you get somebody interested, what you going to tell them? You've never been to a practice. you can't tell them how to run the plays. You can't tell them anything because you have no idea what's going on. So with that being said, we had a slew of people go to the Success Training Seminar this past weekend. And a lot of people are inspired. And a lot of people want to share either their takeaways or just share whatever's on their heart. So I'm going to give the floor to whoever wants to go first, whoever has anything that they want to say. I know people were asking, so I'm just going to shut my mouth now and let y'all go.
I'll go ahead and go first. First of all, I'm Brittany Grock. I've been a part of Herbalife for 2 years now. I'm currently world team. We went to, this is Anna, we went to Chicago this weekend and saw Millionaire team member Heather. And Heather really touched me when she said, are you toe dipping in the business? Halfway in your results, halfway in your business, kind of going to the events. Are you, kind of drinking your shake here and there, or you're inconsistent with your plan, just kind of toe dipping in the business, or are you cannonballing, full on, jumping in the pool, screaming, all in. She said that she hit a point in her business, actually, when she hit Millionaire team. She's been a Millionaire team member, I believe she said, for 2 years, where she, 3 years. And she said that she just got comfortable. She was, making great money. She just got comfortable. She had to start over. As a Millionaire team member, she said she had to start over and really commit and cannonball into it. And that hit me the most right there, because there was a point in time where, probably about, I would say 2-3 weeks ago, where I really had to sit down with myself and start over, and I would say probably a week ago, where I just want to cannonball into this all in consistency. And so this event really, touched me, because as a, I thought when I first started the business, I was hitting cuts, and I thought I had it, and I didn't, and I wasn't in I don't think the right mindset. So when Heather spoke to me, I felt like she was speaking to me. So when she was saying all this, it really hit me. And another thing she said is, when you walk in a room, are you a Ferrari or are you a tugboat? Are you just walking in the room and, don't really have a great attitude? Or are you a Ferrari, like, let's do this, like the energy, and that also hit me. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, what's the last thing there? I think that's really what I wanted to talk about. Another thing was that a takeaway for me was getting rid of distractions in your life. One of the things is your circle of influences. Who are you surrounding yourself with every day? Are they, believing in your dreams? And are they supporting you? And that was a major thing for me, is definitely getting rid of distractions. So this weekend was great. It was really great meeting some of you, and I can't wait for the next event. And I'm cannonball into this business, and we're leveling up. And I'm excited to see everyone grow. And congratulations to Kylie and Orlando for hitting Active World Team. It's the best, and you guys, I see it in you, and I see it in your team, and I see it in all of us. Honestly, I feel like we have all really came together, and I am looking forward to this year for us, because I really see, like, not only vision it, but I see it, like I feel it, and it's a different feeling than just seeing and talking about the vision. It's a way different feeling when you actually like feel it. So I'm so excited for us, guys.
Woo! Turn up, hey. Oh, I see the global expansion team is about to be real over there. They already got they primed and ready. Primed and ready. All it is a matter of time. So I mean, some pretty hefty stuff there. But then again, like what we all have to realize is if you stay around, you're going to have. Oh, you got some more nuggets to drop. My bad. I was gonna go ahead. Sorry.
It just hit me what else I wanted to talk about. Another thing that I think I struggled with when starting the business was I had all these ideas, and I was like, I wanted a nutrition club. I wanted to do all this, and one of the things she said was keep it simple. Keep it simple, because like Anna, we're gonna have a nutrition club. Guess where it's gonna be at? It's our house. Like, hello, why haven't we thought of that before? Like, why didn't we implement? No, not that we didn't really think about it, but why didn't we put it in action? Like, it's the simplest thing. I'm gonna treat my house like a nutrition club. I'm in my nutrition club right now. Like, this is my nutrition club, and it's so simple because I can have anyone come through here and I can do a wellness evaluation and I can make a shake for you and a tea, and you're going to fall in love, and I'm going to set you up on a nutrition plan. It's so simple and then another thing that I wanted to say is, sorry, I'm really excited. So myherbalife.com, explore it, because this is what I created tonight. It's simple because it's all right there. Just a binder full of everything we have on My Herbalife, and people can look through it, and it's a really good resource just to be like, people say there's like someone who wants to get on the 24 line. Well, I have all the information right here for any questions they have. It's simple. That was the last thing that I wanted to say.
You sure? All right, cool. I don't even need to really say anything, because y'all can just tell from somebody's excitement how serious it is, how great of an opportunity it is. And I'll tell you all, like, it's really something amazing about, not even just really, her Brittany and her story is just like one thing that she said, which I even spoke to, Adrian and Fred about, is where do you see your life in 5 years, 10 years? What are you doing right now? If what you're doing right now, for some of us, tomorrow is Monday, and we got to wake up and go to a job. What is your feelings about that job? I asked you guys this on Wednesday. Like, are you happy to be going to where you're about to go? And can you see yourself there for 15, 20 years from now? When you're 30, 35, 40, and the body starts to go the other way, are you going to be happy in the position that you're in with the life that you're building? Some of us are so young that we don't even think about it sometimes, but stop and think about it. Think about the plan you have for you, your family, and especially for us that have kids. Like, what kind of life are you going to want for your children in 5 years when things get real? I know for me, I'm like, listen, when my kids start walking, talking, asking for iPhones, I'm going to want to be, the best father for them. I'm going to be able to tell them no, even though I can afford it, that you're not getting no iPhone yet. But I don't want it to be because I can't afford it. I want it to be because, I chose not to. I don't want to have to live that, that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle anymore. And we don't have to. We all have the opportunity here. We on a call with somebody right now. I ain't going to point him out, but he been making over $20,000 for the last year. And he was locked up about 3-4 years ago. You can really create the lifestyle that you want from wherever you are. Listen, we're not going to get into the specifics. I didn't want to point you out. I wanted people to guess, but you just put yourself on blast. So go ahead. The last 2 years making over $20,000 a month. Excuse me, Mr. Big Banks. Let me hold it out.
You got it.
Yes, sir. Okay, there you go. Oh, you're a trip, man. All right. Anybody else want to go next? I know there's a lot more people that were at Success Training Seminars this past weekend, so you can go and unmute yourself at your own will.
I'll go, Steven. This is Jen. Hey, everyone.
Hey, girl.
I'm glad you brought up the whole job thing, because one thing that Heather said was work harder on your stuff than your job, and that really hit home for me. Obviously, none of us like going to work, but we do. I bust my butt when I'm there. I'm so focused on that. Then I come home. I'm a mom of 2. So, of course, then I focus on that. And then in my very few minutes of spare time, then I think of Herbalife. I really need to step back and kind of prioritize everything. That was just huge. What I'm going to do is do like a Google Calendar and set up a time specifically. No job, no kids, work on my business, contact people, go out, talk. That's really huge for me. The other thing was, and I really fall off on this one, if the person that you talk to isn't interested, ask for a referral. So simple, and I never think to do that. If they say, no, I don't like the product, or no, it's just not my time, like, okay, well, I'll keep your information, I'll talk to you later. I never ask, hey, is there anyone else that that might be interested? Lose weight, gain weight, tone up energy. I mean, it's just that simple question, asking for a referral. 9 times out of 10, they'll probably say, yeah, hey, talk to, so-and-so, or my mom, or my friend, or, someone like that, so.
I said, you just gonna drop the mic like that? All right. For real. All right. Great share. I appreciate that. It's always great hearing from somebody, or people who don't normally speak. But then again, when you go to a success training seminar, you kind of get a little bit, more insight on something that's important to you. So anybody else that wants to share, I know some other people, I want to hear from Sam. It's my dog. He going to go at one point in time. You're going to go at some point. I'm going to unmute you. We're going to talk. Anybody else want to go next, though? Oh, I see you, Mrs. Fields.
All right. I'm Melissa Fields. I'm a qualified producer right now, shooting for that supervisor by EOM. I think the biggest thing for me from Heather Cullen would have to be the question that she asks people, are you serious or are you curious? Because I run into a lot of times where I kind of get ahead of myself and I start kind of laying too much out there. And I need to weed out the people that are just trying to waste my time. So that was really simplistic and straight to the point. So I'm going to start using that. Another one was for events. Instead of saying, oh, hey, I have this shake party at noon on Saturday, you should come with me. You ask them, oh, what are you doing this Saturday? Are you busy? And you kind of wait for their response. And then when they say, oh, no, I have nothing going on, you tell them, like, oh, so you're going to be at the shake party. I'll see you at noon. So that was like a big one for me, too. And that's all I really have. And just asserting myself and being more confident. But I get that more and more after every event. So that's always helpful.
Woo, y'all give it up for a future supervisor. We gonna call her Mrs. Fields. No cookies. Yay! Anybody else going to go next? Oh, Sam.
I got it.
I am.
All right. So this was my first STS this Saturday. It was crazy. I had no idea about any of this. I was in shock seeing everybody that had a like mind for it. My biggest takeaway from it, because I'm a big guy, talking to some of the smaller people out there, was the thing that she took that I took away was when she said, all right, if you go to somebody that's already fit, if you're already talking to somebody who's fit, they have a fitness plan, yeah, but does their fitness have a plan? So it just made sense to me, like, okay, they can be in the gym all the time, but do they do the other portion, 80-20, 80-20. So I don't know, that was my really big takeaway, and was up on the stage twice for Pounds Down and my senior consultant, and I'm hitting supervisor next month, guaranteed. So skip right over qualified producer. I'm going for it. So.
Oh, you better let him know. That's what I'm saying. And he does have a shirt on. Yes, he does today because he means business. Oh, man. Congratulations, Sam. Y'all know he's down, I believe, over 50 pounds on these amazing products. 50 pounds. Do you not know that makes you feel like a completely new person? You just lost a toddler. The size of a toddler is gone from you now. You're not carrying that extra toddler no more. And that's what you have the ability to do with these amazing products. So anybody else excited to go next? You can just unmute yourself, Amber. You ain't got you ain't got to raise your hand in the class.
All right. Well, I'll go. So something that Heather said that I really liked was that it was a metaphor she used, and she said that you never see butterflies hanging out with caterpillars. And she said it's not that like butterflies can't associate with caterpillars, but like that like you're not bothered by them. So if somebody's not ready to like step up to your level and be like, you know, higher minded and on good vibes all the time, you know, you can still like have something to do with them, but you can't push them to become a butterfly. And that was like huge to me. I just think it was a really good metaphor, and like, I don't know, I just thought it was really cool the way that she put it. And, you know, like I've always associated with like-minded people, which is like, I mean, that's big and it comes with time and personal development, but sometimes you get caught up in like those people that say they're going to do things and they don't, and you get disappointed, and it's like you can't waste your time, because if you're a butterfly and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you don't need to worry about what the caterpillars are doing. So I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's absolutely a great point. And y'all want to know something very interesting about what she said? You know, y'all know my sponsor is on the call, Super Mario, soon to be 15K pressing. It was a point in time of the business to where I didn't like it. And it was a point in time to where we kind of had, you know, a little bit of, you know, altercations as far as, you know, verbally or whatnot. And I remember a time specifically, I had just done 26,000 volume points in 1 month, right? I was feeling myself a little bit. So, you know, I think I had on some, you know, some clothing or something, and he was kind of just telling me, you know, I probably shouldn't do this. I probably shouldn't wear this, that, and the third. Stuff I really wasn't agreeing with. And you know what I said? I was sitting at the STS, by the way, and I was like, man, I'll leave this business right now. You know what I'm thinking? Because my organization just did 20,000. I just hit Get Team. I just did 26,000. That's about almost 50,000 volume points that he's getting from me going into his president's team cuss. And you know what he said? He said, all right, then. I was like, what do you mean, all right? Like, you just going to be all right without me? I'm your highest producer, yada, yada. He's like, well, we'll just, you know, we'll find somebody to replace you. And I think that's amazing, because that's what Amber said. If he stresses about that, then that takes him out of his zone. That takes him out of his mode. And me, I was just like, all right, well, I guess let me just pump the brakes real quick. I wasn't serious. I just was like, you know, letting you know. And he had to let me know too. Like, listen, I'm not going to force anybody to change their life. And that's what we have to realize. You cannot ever force anyone to change their life. Like, ever. This is the opportunity that people want. Everybody wants what we have. Look at this family that we have. How many people that you know, once you leave high school, you know, all the little cliques and groups and clubs that you're a part of in high school, and then all of a sudden you go to college and you're not friends with people anymore, or you graduate high school and you're not a part of those groups anymore, so you lose touch with people and you don't have that sense of camaraderie. But look what you get back in Herbalife. It's kind of like we're back in high school again, and we have this cool group to be a part of. That, you know, that's how I feel. That's how I look at it. Because when I was, you know, pre-Herbalife, just in the world, I'm like, I didn't have groups of friends. Maybe the people that were around me, I didn't have calls like this to get on and build relationships with people across the country. I didn't have anything like that. Facebook was just getting to, you know, I started at the time, and we really didn't have anything to keep in communication, especially nothing like this to feel a part of something. I think this is what most people miss in life, the feeling of belonging to something. That's why people join these, you know, like bowling leagues or basketball leagues or whatever it is, to be a part of something that you enjoy. And we're a part of something that actually helps change not only our lives, not only our community's lives, but we actually have something that changes the entire world. And I think that's the most amazing thing about what we do. We get to be a part of this forever if you choose. I'm not going to go anywhere. I can't tell you I'll ever grow gray hair, but if I do, I'll still be here doing Herbalife. You know, I don't grow a beard or nothing, so I can't see why I would ever grow gray hair. But that's besides the point. All right. Anybody else want to go and give their shares from this past weekend?
We'll go. All right. So my name is Orlando, a.k.a. Kai Lando. We are World Team. Soon to be active World Team here real soon, so be on the lookout, coming to you soon. But honestly, I'm gonna let Kylie speak about our takeaways from the STS, because we kind of have the same. Because as we were sitting VIP, you know, qualify for everything, we were kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, but what was really cool for me specifically is just, honestly, before I was gonna go, I had asked a group of our team to kind of, you know, and Stephen, you've said this to us before, is to, before you go into an event, you know, you ask yourself, you know, what you want to get out of the event. So basically, how I took it was to what I asked myself what I wanted to get out of the event, and honestly, this event was just, I was just happy to just be at an event, because we came from Utah, the Utah promotion, and then after that we just got super busy and you know, kind of working just amongst Kylie and myself. We had one shake party, you know, and I just wanted, it was basically time to be around more Herbalife people. So that's basically what, you know, my purpose was, is to just be there and just be surrounded there, just so I can kind of almost like, you know, those card games when you about to run out of time and then all of a sudden you hit that checkpoint. That's what the event was for me. So they just kind of, you know, revived me, you know, get me back, you know, alive, and, you know, seeing other happy people, you know, active, you know, being able to just be around the team. And, you know, and now at this point, you know, as far as you know, like we all say, everybody can get, you know, you can get to World Team by yourself, but once you know, you're starting to level up after that, is, you know, it's all about your team, you know, and, you know, even before that, it has always been about, you know, our team for us in particular. But like, as I was going through the event, it was just more so, you know, kind of watching, and this is, I don't know how to say this, but like kind of just watching like our team, and, you know, being just kind of grateful for our team that was there, because like this was the most people, you know, we're starting to get more people to these events, you know, and it's not new people. It's actually people that are, you know, on our team that are, you know, want to actually start getting the whole vibe of, you know, what Herbalife is about. And I just thought that was real cool, just to sit there and kind of embrace it all, as, you know, as I can say. So that's what my takeaway, you know, I was just really grateful just to be at the event. It was cool.
So basically off of that, mine was really similar to what Brittany was saying, with just being super excited. I know most of the people, I mean, half the people on this call were there, but just our team photo that we took was so awesome. Having all of us there, having a lot of, like he said, our team there, like one of the most people we've had. And another thing with that is practically everyone there off our team was getting a promotion and going on stage. So to me, I feel like I was just running around, taking pictures, just running around. It was so exciting to see everyone on stage getting recognized for what they've been doing, if it's weight loss, obviously promotions in the business that everyone was getting. Kylie being confused if she should go on stage for her cut of active world team or active supervisor, and awkwardly standing, and the coach is over here like, yeah, go up there, go. And people are like, she's looking at you like you're her mom and dad. I'm like, go. So anyways, it was really funny, and it was just awesome having everyone there. Kind of my takeaways that Brittany touched on too was really just simplifying everything, and like Alyssa said, one thing she had that I took a picture of that I'll probably share in the group was simplifying your DMO. One thing is I try to plan everything the night before. I feel like I try to sometimes do too much the next day, or to where, I don't know, just trying to do too much each day. So really simplifying that and having it to where even if you have busy days, you're still able to do everything that you want to. So she may have this picture of like a breakdown of like the morning, day, and night. That I thought was really cool. It was like the easiest way I'd seen it, like in a format. And kind of simplifying the face-to-face. She was talking about like she'll have like 7 liftoffs, and she'll like want to just go and talk to everyone. And her energy on stage was just like awesome. And towards the end of the day, she like didn't have a voice, which was cool. But she was talking about simplifying it, like not just going up to someone and being like, oh, I'm a health coach. Can I get your phone number? And then just leaving. So it's kind of like building the relationship, making it easy. That sometimes I kind of get too worked up for the face-to-face. So just make it as easy as you can. Another thing was about relationships. Stephen kind of touched on the beginning with Kylie. Having Kylie at the event was obviously so awesome. I'm not going to get emotional. But having her there was so cool. Her and I were texting throughout the event. I don't know what sparked it last week on the call when I got emotional over our check being awesome. And ever since then, I swear, like, everything makes me cry. Like, Laura Holly always makes me cry.
Tell us what the check was again. So for the people who didn't know, let us know what it was again.
Well, last week, our check from Herbalife, they paid us over $1,200, but total, we made a total of $2,800 last month. So that is crazy for us. My goal was for us, our check, just the check we get in the mail on the 15th, for it to equal our rent here. So once we had gotten that, was super like life-changing for me, just in that way, that this is all becoming more real. So having Kylie there was obviously really cool, and we really were relating to both of the speakers there. As far as just being, she was at the LDW, and I feel like just these speakers were really just speaking to both of us. So that was obviously awesome. Another thing that a lot of the people talked about is like building your team, and that's kind of what the point we're at with almost hitting active world team. Another thing that was cool for us, being to a lot of events in Chicago, we got to, since we started the business, we've seen a lot of people growing along with us. So I don't know if anyone knows Cortez Hicks. He's from Chicago, but he just he hit his final cut of Get. So we started the business with him, kind of. But when we went into events, he was there too. So getting to see him hit his cuts and seeing him hit active world team, go on the stage, that even made me emotional, because I mean, him and Orlando are really close, so they talk a lot. So seeing him being able to see hit his cuts, just building relationships with sidelines. We've really built a lot in Chicago, so it's really cool being able to see other people hit their cuts. Morgan also just hit active world team. I think her last name's Martin.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know if anyone knows these people, but for me it was really cool to see our sidelines hitting their cut. She was on stage talking about hitting active world team and how she had went to so many events where she didn't have any of her team there, but she just kept going, and she knew it would pay off in the end, and finally she's built a team that has gotten her to active world team. So I could really relate to her when she was talking about that, just because we're so close, so we're building, and to have so many people there was so cool. Another thing to say is I haven't ever spoken on the stage before, and I did twice yesterday, and it was crazy. The first time he had spoke on the stage was when he hit World Team. He was on stage with when we hit World Team. He was on stage with him, Brittany, and Anna. I think it was just those three in Chicago, and we all hit World Team at the same time. So that was when he spoke. So we haven't been on stage since then. And we went on stage and spoke, and it was like so crazy. It's like a blur. I watched the recording where you don't even remember what you're saying. But we had went on stage for what was the second thing? Well, they did something different in Chicago where they had the #1 retailers, and it was crazy being in there just with how big Chicago's getting too. And all of a sudden they're having, okay, well, if you had this much volume, sit down. And they kept going, and all of a sudden, like, we're the only ones standing. And she's like, oh, come on stage, get in. And I'm like, what? It was just crazy, and it was cool getting recognized for that. And we also went on stage for how much income we made last year.
Let me say something about this.
Okay,
so real quick. So we had this is the first time we actually went up to talk about how much we've been making, and honestly, what sparked it is the last STS with Super. He had texted me when they were doing the income when he was speaking. It was like, y'all ain't gonna go on stage. And honestly, we was just nervous. I'm like, man, no, I didn't tell him no. I'm over there looking at him from a distance while he texted me, and I'm like, man, and I'm looking at Kylie like, nah, we maybe next time. So thank you, Super Mario, for encouraging us for this one. So we went on stage for this, but like what I wanted to say is that so we're in line looking at the little board things. It's like if you made from 1,000 to 2,000, see where we're gonna be at. And Brittany was right there too. And I swear, like, first of all, I was so nervous. I didn't know what I'm trying to get together, what I'm trying to say, what I was gonna say. What is she gonna say? Brittany's standing literally right in front of me. I'm looking at her. We haven't said hi to her yet.
And he's staring right at her.
Like, to come to STS. And she's like, I don't even know if she's looking at me, but I think I was looking at her, but I wasn't looking at her. I was thinking like, oh crap, what am I gonna say when it's my turn? And Brittany comes up like, oh, well, aren't you guys gonna say hi? I'm right here. Like, and I thought back, I'm like, man, like I saw her, but I didn't even see her. I was so nervous trying to figure out what I was gonna say. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. So it wasn't intentional, Brittany.
Yes, that was hilarious. One of the last thing I wanted to say, which I've probably said it just overall, just the importance of events. Clearly with us having a lot of our team there, being Sam's first event and everything, it really just opens his eyes and really everyone's eyes to what's all possible. So setting the goals that he set, an awesome car ride home with Sam and Alyssa, kind of listening to their goals and what they want to do is so energetic and just so exciting. And just to finish off, we just hit 10K volume like right before this call, so it's our highest month ever.
Yeah.
So Orlando and I think we've talked about this on the call. We have this tradition since we started Herbalife. I think when we got our first check, when we hit supervisor,
yep, we
stand in a circle and jump around. And we've done it with every exciting thing that's happened, like when we got our first check, when we hit World Team, when we hit 5K, like things like that. So in between the call we had before this and now, Orlando and I were over here just jumping in circles, jumping up and down. I'm like, we're going to do this even when we're Prez team. So.
Hey, that's it. That's all we got. Over and out. Cut the tape.
Y'all want to know something funny? About 6 months ago, you couldn't get Kylie to say 4 words on these calls, and all of a sudden, she just gave us a sermon. Just really blew my mind, because I'm like, I remember when I used to say, Orlando, let Kylie talk. She'd be like, next time, I'm going to talk. And now she just gave us a whole STS right now.
Or him and I sometimes tell people our first 6 months in the business, I'd be over here watching my TV show and I'd make him put headphones on. I was still doing the business, but I just didn't want to hear the call. So he'd be over there with headphones on listening to the call. But
ooh, we didn't even know that one.
No, I've told some people.
I ain't gonna tell nobody. As long as y'all don't tell nobody about my baby. All right. She sounds so drowsy, and I wish y'all could hear her right now. I feel bad. I gotta give her some milk or something after the call. But okay. Anybody else? Well, what? Oh, excuse me. Whoa there. Oh, by the way, Kylie's about to go on the call, and just let you know, to go on stage, you go on stage for active supervisor because the month isn't over yet. So that's what Super will tell you. I learned that from him, and that's what he'll tell you. So you get to walk the stage again next month for World Team.
Oh, well, what was crazy about it is in the whole event, I was the only active supervisor. So I was like blown away. Like no one else stood up, just me out of this whole STS in Chicago. So I just was lost, like expecting others to stand up too, and there I was. Then I had to talk, and I wasn't expecting to talk on this one, so I just was not prepared at all. So we'll do better next event. But anyway, so I forgot my notebook in the hotel, so thanks Mariah to send in some screenshots of all my takeaways. But a couple of things, I'm just going to say some things that, oh yeah, there we go. I even told Sean. I'm Kylie. I just hit World Team this month. And anyway, we're about to hit 5K too. And that's Sean. But I'm just going to take away like a couple of things that Heather had said, just like it's almost just little quotes. One was, be so happy that people have to ask what you're doing. Goes back to just any result story, any success, just be happy with it. And then building a business around what you love. One of the things that I always talk about is I love to travel. Well, Herbalife gives me that opportunity to travel. So doing the business, traveling the world, helping others, and just being happy in general. When all of us started Herbalife, we all started for ourselves. And so if it was results, if it was for happiness, if it was to create a different lifestyle for ourselves, Heather's team is Team Sexy. And she's like, Team Sexy isn't all about abs. Team Sexy is being confident, having self-love, just being happy and just being sexy, and that's just what it is. And it started with her. And the other couple more things, she always hashtags Operation Freedom. One of all of our things is freedom from to fire our boss and have that freedom and to do whatever we want, because this is the life that we want to create for ourselves. Doing what makes us happy and creating a circle of influence that allows us to do that. And then a couple other quotes that she had was, it's about believing in yourself till you really believe in yourself, and then others will begin to believe in you. And it's just a ripple effect, just continuing to going off of that. And then the last thing is, she had this and made it a post, but it just made sense to me that Herbalife is the vehicle, our nutrition plan is the fuel, relationships are the wheels, and your heart is the roadmap. And that just, in like the biggest summary, just made sense. And then like Kylie said, everything about the post that I made with her was real. You know, I was telling her, like, the last thing I remember is she was driving away on this little banana bike in little old Glenallen, and my best friend was just cruising down the road. And 17 years later, here we are doing the business together. And it hit watching Heather and Laura. So it's nice to have you back. So I'm glad I said yes.
Break my heart, why don't you? I tell y'all, that's kind of how I felt about my, if y'all don't know, my cousin is Orlando. We had a lot of mischievous summers in Wisconsin when we were little. And we had, you know, over the years, like I told you, once you graduate high school and go into college, you go your separate ways. And it was been years and years. And all of a sudden, he changed his name. He don't go by Dion anymore. He went by Orlando. And I was looking for him on Facebook. We became friends. He saw what I was doing. And all of a sudden, boom, back to being family again. This company has a strange way of bringing people closer to each other. Real quick, Kylie, tell everybody where you're from and where you traveled to make sure that there was no excuse that you went to Success Training Seminar.
My home is in Dickinson, North Dakota, and my closest event that I typically would go to is Minneapolis, which is a 9-hour drive. I've made it to that several times, but in order to get to events, I've flown to St. Louis for Extravaganza, which was my first event. I went to November STS in Charlotte, North Carolina to see Christy Burnham. Now flown to Chicago for February STS. Planning March to drive to Minneapolis with Sean, and he'll attend his first STS. April, driving to Minneapolis again for LDW. It's just, that's what I do. Sean and I are actually looking at finding a different place and starting our life together. And so potentially my closest event would be Kansas City, Missouri. So 4.5 hours or 5 hours, might even be Denver, but 9 hours to 5 hours, heck, that's a whole lot of a difference. Oh, hashtag.
I guess that's duplication, huh? Yeah, duplication
right?
Your love, huh?
Kylie squared, Herba couple squared.
Lord have mercy. All right. I appreciate that. I just wanted her to really share to show that when there's a will, no matter what, you're going to make it to the spot. And guess what? When she's press team, I bet you she's going to say it's all worth it. Shoot, when she's meal team, it's going to be. When she's get team, it's going to be all worth it because the payoff is so sweet because guess what? She's going to be able to fly and they're going to be able to travel without having to worry about, oh, I got to go back to work on Monday. Because you're going to be doing Herbalife and that's all you're going to be doing. I'm telling y'all, this feeling is quite amazing to really have to worry about this. This is it. Like, this is what I do on a daily basis. I worry about scheduling team calls and, making sure that everything is organized. It's absolutely amazing. So, now I didn't think we was going to get this many shares. Kylie about to make me cry over here. Shoot.
Hey, I did have one thing that was kind of just a little random thought as well. Morgan hit in the same way that I think Kylie did. We all kind of go to events, like it was nice to see like our whole family, but a lot of us are all sidelines, so we haven't really brought our full downlines yet, so I think we all hit home when Morgan said that. But with that, it was almost like, for me specifically, when I chose to do Herbalife, I lost a lot of friends. And back in Dickinson, I don't have one friend in Dickinson that it's my coworkers. But like this right here, Zoom is my family. Sean. But like it really just like it's possible. It's a family, and so like you guys, my friends, and this is it.
Oh, Jesus, take me now. Lord, I didn't need all this before. I got to go do leg day tonight. I can't be in there doing leg day, all emotional, crying at the squat rack, thinking about, now I got to watch some kind of hardcore workout video to get my mind right because you just made me all soft. Oh, Jesus. But listen, this is what we get the opportunity to do. You're not going to find this nowhere else. Trust me. I moved to across the country. I definitely didn't have any people that I knew that were supportive of me because I actually moved from Wisconsin to California just because I knew that I wanted to do something better for myself. And where I was at, nobody was positive. Everybody was so negative. And I was like, I had to get out of my comfort zone and go to a new spot and start over. I didn't know but 2 people in California when I moved out here. And all of a sudden, 2 years, almost 3 years later, I have a lifestyle that I could never imagine. I have, you all amazing people. I'm telling you all, when you're in my position and you all get on a call and your own perspective team calls and you have people sharing their emotions, like this, and you have people that are, passionately changing their lives, and you would think that it all just came from you saying yes to this opportunity. And had I, I think all the time, like, had I walked past Super Mario in the library that day, where would we all be right now? What will we all be doing? Will we have ever had this opportunity to become the best versions of ourselves? So I think a lot of times we have to look at our own selves and just look at the impact that you've made, even if it's in one person's life. Look at the life that you've redirected to a completely different direction. So I don't know if anybody has anything else to say. I think that might be it for people that went. Oh, Mariah. Do you have anything to share, Mariah, or are you asleep? And Cammy too. You sleep? You have anything to share?
No, I am not asleep.
Cammy, I want to talk about y'all. Talk about Mariah. Go ahead.
So basically, what? Basically, both of the Kylies, and Brittany actually pretty much hit on everything that I was gonna say. But to piggyback off of Kylie with 2 E's, I think the biggest thing for me was feeling like the people closest to me didn't or don't support me when it comes to like doing the business. And so as far as coming to the event, like it really made me feel like, okay, like I don't even care anymore. Like this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. You either support me or you don't. Like I'm not going to waste my energy feeling some type of way about it anymore when when I'm surrounded by people who support me wholeheartedly with what I want to do. So yeah, that's it.
Go ahead, Cammy girl. Heard you was wearing that outfit at STS. Heard about it.
Apparently so. That's the other thing. Like, I just want to say thank you to everybody who made me feel really, really good, because I don't always see it myself. So for other people to like recognize it and help me feel empowered, it was really nice. So thank you.
Thank you. And I'm not sure if Mariah, if you had anything before we got off here. Oh, Mariah, you make me just want to run through this Zoom and give you a virtual hug. You look so sad. I'm gonna figure out how to send a virtual hug in Facebook Messenger, and I'm gonna send it to you because I just want to give you that life. But if nobody has anything else, we are right at the cutoff time for this call. I really don't need to really even say anything else because Kylie, and then I'm gonna call her E Square, gave us a wonderful take of this past weekend, and everybody else with all of the amazing takeaways. And it's really beautiful for me to sit back and see people getting their own vision, to see people like, Rachel excited, to see people like everybody who was at STS excited, just to see that you all understand the opportunity is right in front of you to have everything that they told us that we couldn't have. Trust me, Leslie, I know I grew up in the same area. Southeast Wisconsin is really not. Even I'm pretty sure Kylie feels like the same way. Being out there, I forget what she said. Where she said she lives just sounded really country. But I know Dickinson. I think that might be about as country as you're gonna get. But we country. Yeah. See, I'm almost really knowing how you feel about the people that are around you, who like for the most of our life, they consume so much of our thoughts, because the people that you're around, you tend to be like, you tend to talk like, you tend to walk like, you tend to do the same things and hang out the same kind of way. And when that's all you know, you kind of get sucked into it. I know a lot of you who are in these areas, especially in Wisconsin, you get so confused and diluted by people who don't want to see you succeed, because they never succeeded. Subconsciously, they never accomplished anything or never chased their dreams or never went after the lifestyle that they say you weren't supposed to have. So they decided to bring everybody down to their level. Trust me, I was there. I know. Nobody wanted to see me doing well. People will still talk about me because I'm successful. But guess what? So what? Who's important? My family I'm creating is important. The people that actually, like she said, that get on here and root for you, those are the people that you care about. You don't care about the people who try to drag you down and be mediocre. We don't settle for mediocre here. Everything around you may be telling you that you're doing the wrong thing. But just look at this call tonight. How many people got emotional? How many people share with you the life that they're creating for themselves? And we all have the same opportunity. Everybody does right now. You all have the opportunity to create whatever you want. So we about to get off of here, but I know that Kylie and Orlando have one more thing, and then that's going to be it. That y'all can close out the call, by the way, if y'all choose to.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say one last thing. I wanted to actually thank Mariah for being a part of our weekend because it was really cool to, first of all, we drove from Green Bay and then we picked up Mariah a little bit over halfway and, basically packed the car. So it was kind of just cool just to have her with us. And this is the reason we kind of like to have the importance in the conversation of the sideline effect. And that's only because, like, here in Green Bay, as far as contacting with our sidelines, that's non-existent. And it kind of it's just basically just too bad that it's that way. But we'll make do. But it was just really cool to have Mariah with us in the weekend and have Mariah and Sam kind of talk as sidelines. Sam had brought it up on our drive back after we dropped off Mariah, and he just said how awesome it was to talk to her, and like they talked for like an hour, and the way he talked about Mariah, it was just so cool. And like it's just cool that like you don't have to be downline, it doesn't have to be somebody that's technically helping your business to create an impact and let you know that this lifestyle is possible. I thought that was really cool, so I just wanted to thank Mariah for being with us. It was fun. We were packed in the room. We stayed up till like, I want to say 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning Friday night, just literally just hanging out. Like you could just walk in that room and like be happy, and it was just so much fun. It was awesome. That's all I gotta say.
And we all, like Kylie just said, we all shared night works. So
right.
We passed that around. Each had a night work sifted, slept awesome.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Just to have Mariah along, because she does create that extra fire and that flair.
Yes.
So thanks, Mariah. We appreciate you.
Thank you all. So that'll conclude tonight's call. And if anybody has anything else that they want to say, please feel free to write in our Facebook group. As always, I know some people are going to do that. Your biggest takeaways, especially for those who didn't get a chance to speak. I know Rachel was probably like, is this dude going to let me speak? I know I want to speak today because I know she wanted to talk, but we're going to give you're going to have many more times to drop knowledge on us. But if you guys have anything else, please go ahead and put in our group, especially for your takeaways. And I'm going to unmute.